G'day everybody, Farmer Wade here for Billboard Battalion. Today we're coming to you from Parliament House here in downtown Canberra, Australian Capital Territory here in Australia. This is our third tour, if you like, to Canberra while both houses of Parliament are sitting. So to bring you information and to do as many interviews as we can, get as many politicians as we can to actually come and talk to us, because there's so much happening here, and we'll bring you the things that the mainstream media either won't bring you or they just lie to you, straight out lie. They cover up a lot of the crimes that are happening here. So last Sunday there was a rally here. We were speaking at that rally. It was a Converge on Canberra rally. So we're talking about a number of the issues there, many good speakers. That was great. So yesterday we had an opportunity to catch up with a brand new One Nation Senator for New South Wales, Sean Bell. So we had an opportunity to do an interview with Senator Bell in his new office there. We actually did the first interview with him that's been done as a senator. So that's a really great interview, because he's go ahead, shoot straight, get the job done, no mucking about. No woke crap going on there. I think that's along the line of as what One Nation is about. No lies, no woke garbage, and actually fight for so many things that are important. He seemed to be particularly interested in a lot to do with the agricultural sector and learning as much as he could. Also, very much opposed to all the net zero, climate change lies, the fraud and the rubbish. And it's interesting to note that we've seen just recently One Nation having a red hot crack at the net zero policy and all the climate change stuff, and that they don't seem to be getting a great deal of support from people who you would think, namely the Nationals. So I know that the very first interview we did here when we first started coming to Canberra was with Barnaby Joyce from the Nationals, and Barnaby is very much opposed to the whole net zero thing. His idea is to scrap it, to pull out. He actually introduced a private members bill to scrap the net zero. So it'll be interesting to see what David Littleproud's attitude is to that, given how corrupt the whole net zero thing is. The thing we're tied up to now, the Paris Agreement, the disaster that is. And when you look at a lot of things like the Paris Agreement, they talk about food security and all that kind of stuff like that, protecting food security. And as many of these international treaties, they say, anything that does away with farming or damages farming or such and such, you can't do that. But guess what? They just do whatever they want. And a huge amount of the so-called renewable infrastructure is damaging our farms and food production. So these are contradictions in terms, and it'd be interesting to speak to either ScoMo or Albanese and say, well, these provisions are supposed to be there to protect farmers. How come you're going ahead with things when you know damn well that they're wrecking farmers and attacking Australia in general? So it's going to be great to see what Senator Bell does. It's going to be great to see his maiden speech and what his plans are, and his direction on where he wants to go with the Australian Parliament and being a senator for One Nation and New South Wales. We also yesterday had a great opportunity. We did an interview with Katie Pasitny, who is from Canada, comes from Edgewood in Canada, and Katie is an ostrich farmer over in Canada, running around about 400 ostriches, and she has her farm and her ostriches and her family have come under relentless and enormous attack from the Canadian government, from the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, and also the Canadian Royal Mounted Police. So, this is something that has been happening for almost a year, about 10 months. and they're basically being attacked at every opportunity by the authorities in Canada. And what they're setting up is a precedent for what's going to happen to farmers right across the world. And one of the main reasons that Billboard Battalion is pushing this is because all the things that we've talked about how farmers are going to be attacked, shut down, locked out, sent broke. This is the on the ground actual examples in real terms, in real time, of that happening. Okay, that was a bit close. Car nearly took out a bus. Okay. So anyway, this is the stuff that we've been warning about for a long time. This is the stuff that we've been reporting on. This is the kind of stuff that we've been trying to get all our farmer representative lobby groups to actually identify and fight back against. And this is what, if people remember the first time we came here, we were talking about the international health regulations. And that's what Mark Butler did not pull us out of by the 19th of July 2025. That's why we're in trouble, and that's why we're looking straight down the barrel of exactly what is happening in Canada right now, because the World Health Organization is absolutely dedicated to destroying our ag sector. That's just one of the things. So therefore we'll be following very closely what's happening with Katie and the ostrich farm in Canada. I spoke to her about 6 months ago, actually, on a Zoom. So they've upped the ante against them. The government's throwing everything at them they've got. As far as I believe, these agencies in Canada now are just ignoring even Supreme Court injunctions. So the whole deal is very real, and we'll keep up to speed with this, and we'll be working with Katie and her family on things going into the future again to highlight this and really, really bring this to the fore. So what's happening to them is abhorrent. It is shocking. And if you look at the police presence over around their place, you would think that they're invading a small country. And this is Katie and her mother, who's I think she's 61. Obviously hardened criminals, just farmers who want to just run their farm in peace, but they're being attacked flat out. So have a look at that interview on Billboard Battalion. That was put up yesterday. That was a live that we did, and I think it's very, very informative and shows you exactly what's going on and where we're at. So as the timing would have it, we did that while we're here in Canberra also. So yesterday we got back onto our fearless defender of people's rights, Senator Jordan Steele-John, who is a Labor Party senator from Western Australia. And so anyway, we've got on to old Jordan, and we're trying to get his office to help us to organise a meeting and some kind of an interview, because what I've put to him last time we're here, I only bumped into him, and once again, one of the benefits of being on site in Canberra, I bumped into him and said, well, listen, you really need to be taking into account the things that I would feel positive that he would know. In my opinion, he would absolutely know that a part of the World Health Organization plan and the World Economic Forum plan, the United Nations, is to say that people who have disabilities are a waste of space, that people with disabilities are a burden on society, that there is no place for people with disabilities, or for that matter, people who have old age, or people with a whole heap of other things. And I specifically am angry about this, because you've got the people who are the most vulnerable who are being set up to be attacked. And I said to Jordan in the very, very short couple of seconds I got to speak to him, that what we're dealing with here is a worldwide global policy of euthanasia for many people, and people with disabilities are primary targets of this. So he doesn't appear to want to be able to talk to us. He doesn't want to talk to us. And his office, as usual, run interference. But we're going to continue to talk about this, and we're going to continue to push this, because these are incredibly serious issues, massively serious. And if you've got Senator Steele-John, who's the Greens representative for health and disabilities, then who else would you really want? The Greens are all about telling you how much they care about people. Well, I'm here to tell you they don't. They're not helping anybody at all, and they're not protecting anybody at all, because what's coming is horrendous. It is shocking, and we only have to look once again back to Canada with their euthanasia policies and their MAID medical assistance in dying. They're really putting pressure on so many people now to go and get euthanized. I remember seeing a thing just recently from a woman in Canada who was in a wheelchair. She was vaccine injured, she couldn't walk, she was in terrible trouble. And instead of support from the government, who were the ones that forced them to take this vaccine poison, she said the government's only form of support to her was to offer her euthanasia. Now, this stuff is real. This is not a joke. And I think that we need to look at, the term voluntary euthanasia to very, very soon, with all the changes they're making with your digital identification, with your ESG score and all the rest of it. You're going to go from voluntary euthanasia to involuntary euthanasia. And they call that murder. So that is where we're going with this. The Labor Party are certainly pushing this. They're backing these policies. So are the Libs. So in the support for all the WHO stuff that they've done, all the WEF stuff they've done, this is where this is going. So we hear Steele-John sit up there and talk all their crap about how much they care for people and families. No, they do not. I guarantee you. So if we get old Senator Steele-John, we're going to keep on this case, because this is so serious. And we'd like to hear from people in the NDIS, the Disability Support System. What do you think about this? Are you interested at all? Is there something that you think may need to be said? Some questions that must be asked. So this is the real deal. So anyway, I'll just finish on saying that we've got the Labor Party. At the minute they're going on about energy prices and trying to con people about cheap energy, when we all know that what they're doing with bringing in this renewable fraud is not about cheap energy. So we'll also keep on that case. We're trying to talk to some of these Labor Party politicians, and they're not interested in playing the game at all. They do not want to be asked any questions from people who are not on the media side that just cover things up for them. So that's a little bit of a report here for today. That's what we're doing. We'll be back inside again shortly, and continuing on the case to see what we can do to get more and more interviews organised. We've got another couple of interviews and meetings organised that I think people are going to find fairly interesting. But anyway, we'll bring you more updates on that as that happens. So thanks very much to everybody, and I'll be get going from Billboard Battalion. Today is Wednesday the 29th of October 2025. Wade Northhausen here for Billboard Battalion from Parliament House, and we might call it quits at that, and we'll get back to you again tomorrow. Thank you.